you're not a lover of safety eyes, then today's tutorial is for you. Stay tuned while I show you how to make 2 styles of yarn eyes for your amigurumi. No plastic required. This is for all of those people that hate safety eyes, don't want them if they're making plushies for young children, or just want to try something new and learn how to add a little bit of an extra something to your amigurumi. Let's start off with our basic black eye.
So you're going to need some black cotton or black, whatever weight yarn you're using, you're going to want to go down. So you can use black cotton. I'm using black cotton with a chenille plushie and the hook that matches your cotton. Now the reason I like using black cotton is because it's nice and thin and it just makes those eye details a little bit better. I'm using a 2.5mm hook for this, and again, use the hook that you feel matches your yarn the best. And for these basic black eyes, all we're going to do is we're going to start with a magic ring. So just a really simple 2 rounded black eye is what we're going to do, and then add some little details in at the end. And the nice thing about these is you can really just whip them up for sort of your plushies that are going to go to little ones, like really tiny ones. They are simple to make. You don't need any advanced crochet skills to make them or anything like that. They're easy, they're beginner friendly, and they can add a little bit of a different look to your plushies as opposed to just your black safety eyes. So you're going to do 6 double crochet UK turns or 6 single crochet US turns into this magic ring. Pop those 6 stitches in, pause the video, and then come back when you're ready to do the next steps. Alrighty, so we have our 6 stitches, and you're going to want to pull on your tail end to pull that ring closed, and then we are going to do another round. We are going to add an increase round, and then realistically it depends what sort of size you want to make your eye. So if you want your eyes tiny, you could fasten off here, but if you want them a little bit bigger, you could add rounds on to the next round. It's completely up to you. So what we're going to do is we're going to increase in every stitch around. So 2 double crochet in each stitch around UK turns, or 2 single crochet in each stitch around US turns. We've got 6 stitches now, so at the end of this round we will have 12 stitches. So you're just going to put 2 stitches into every stitch around, and that's going to increase your round to 12 stitches. I am going to let you pause the video and do your increase round to get your 12 stitches, and then come back here when you're ready for the next steps. So we have our second round, 12 stitches on our hook, and now at this point I'm going to sort of start to end my eye, and the way that I'm going to do that is I'm going to slip stitch around. So the reason I do this is because it just gives us a nice little edge, and it gives you a nice little edge to sew your plushie eye onto your plushie as well. So just slip stitch in every stitch around, and then we'll add a little bit of detail, nothing too mad, just something that will give our eye a little bit of depth and stop it from looking a little bit cursed. So get your 12 slip stitches in, pause the video, and come back here when you're ready for your next steps. So that is our eye completed. Once you've got round to the end, just fasten off, making sure that you leave a tail for sewing your eye to your plushie. What we're going to do now is we're going to add some eye white to give our eye a little bit of depth. And what you are going to do is you're just going to need a little bit of white yarn. So you can see in the example here, if I pop an eye on now, I mean, you can leave it like this, it's fine. It's just looking a little Coraline-esque, a little bit cursed. And you really want to add a little bit of depth to your plushie eye. So the way that you're going to do this is you're going to get some white cotton yarn, or white yarn that's the same weight as the yarn that you're using. Just snip a little bit off. You don't need a lot, just a little bit is absolutely fine. And then also a tapestry needle so that you can sew this white yarn into your eye to add some little shinies and give that eye a little bit of depth. So all we are going to do is pick a spot on your eye where you want to add some whites. Now you can just add one spot of whites or you can add a couple. I'm going to add two, a bigger one and a smaller one. You can even just go around the edge of your eye a little bit with the white cotton. It's completely up to you however you want it to look. And then just make the stitches with your white cotton yarn into your black eye, making sure you leave a tail so you can tie a knot in those ends. I have used sort of a two, so I'm going to put a stitch here and then I'm going to double it up to make this white look a little bit bigger. And then I'm going to do a little stitch underneath, so it's sort of like a big versus a little shiny in the eye, much like the quiet safety eyes that you can buy from sort of like Temu and things right now. So that is how I'm going to do the whites in my eyes. Really, really simple, just a couple of stitches. And then you will see in a moment just how effective that looks and how much less cursed it looks. And that is our little shiny eye complete, and you can see it's just giving it a little bit of depth and it looks a little less black holey, and a nice simple way to add a little bit of depth without using plastic safety eyes to your plushie.
So that's your basic black eye. You can add your little whites and shinies in there as you wish, but I'm sure a lot of you are thinking, well, what about those coloured options? So this next version is for you. I'm going to show you how to make an eye with a coloured iris and a white on the outside as well.
So for the coloured eye, it's going to be very much the same. You need black, white and your eye colour. I'm using purple because it's what I had to hand, and actually it's my favourite colour as well. And you're going to start off with your black yarn, and you're going to start off in exactly the same way as you did with your basic black eye. You're going to do a magic ring, and then you are going to put 6 stitches into your magic ring. So 6 double crochet UK turns into the magic ring and 6 single crochet US turns into the magic ring. I'm going to let you do your 6 stitches, pause the video and come back when you are ready for the next steps. So what you're going to want to do now is you're going to want to join your eye colour. So the way that I do this is I pop my hook into the next stitch, and then I'm going to grab my new colour and just fold it over at the end so that I can grab the new colour and pull that through the 2 loops that are on my hook. So that'll sort of be finishing this stitch off, and that is just a really easy way to join a new colour as well. And then what you're going to do after you have joined your new colour is you are going to increase in every stitch around. So 2 double crochet UK turns or 2 single crochet US turns into every stitch around our eye, and that is going to give you a really nice iris colour. So again, 2 double crochet UK turns or 2 single crochet US turns into every stitch around to get your iris. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let you work up your colour, pause the video here and then come back when you are ready for your next steps. So when you're at the end, what you want to do is you want to slip stitch into that first stitch so that it finishes that round off, and then you are going to fasten off your yarn, and then we are going to add our white edges. So what you want to do is you want to add your white roughly halfway at the halfway point. So there's 12 stitches here, so you want to add your white into one of the stitches, but then we're only going to crochet half of the eye. So if you join your white yarn into one of the stitches, and then you're going to do 6 double crochet UK turns or 6 single crochet US terms to get you around just half of the eye. And what that's going to do is that's going to give you an eye white around the edge. So much like when we add eye whites to our safety eyes, we're just going to do one side. If you would like a fully fledged white eye, you can go for it and do all the way around. But for today's video, we are just going to do one half. It's going to give it a little bit of dynamic, going to give it an extra slice of cuteness. So when you have added your 6 stitches, come back and we will go through the next steps. So all you're going to do after you've done your 6 stitches is you're just going to slip stitch and then fasten off. Just slip stitching means it gives it a little bit of a neater edge at the bottom here, and then fasten off and leave a long tail for sewing. And once you've done that, you're going to want to add some shiny eye white, just like we did for our solid black eye. Nothing fancy, just a couple of stitches onto our eye like so. And then that is our eye with whites and a coloured iris complete. And you can see how we are going to look on our plushie right here. It just gives it a little bit of an extra dynamic. And then also if you sort of contrast that to the other type of eye, which is our basic black eye, you can see the difference, and the difference in the 2 looks as well that these will give your plushies. Absolutely very simple, easy, perfect for beginners and perfect for someone that doesn't want to use safety eyes at all.
And that is your 2 styles of amigurumi yarn eyes. Let me know in the comments, are you a safety eye lover or would you prefer the yarn eyes on your plushies? If you found these tutorials helpful, please chuck a like on this video. Thank you so much for watching. New videos go up every Wednesday and Sunday, full of crochet amigurumi tips, reviews, and ways to elevate your amigurumi. I will see you in the next one.